Hello everybody, and we're back where we left off with the previous video. Now, this is C Sharp training. I'm Jeremias Jelonkiewicz, and we're back with learning C Sharp. So, what we already did is we assigned uh, some value to our newly created person Bob, and then we actually populated it with some information. So his name is Bob and last name Kowalski, and then he's a male and he's 45. So let me get rid of that, because in this lesson, and we'll get rid of Bob as well in this lesson, and we'll get rid of text data as well. Great. Okay. So in this lesson, we'll actually get to know some basic mathematical operators, and they'll be really basic. And for that purpose, let me just get rid of that as well. Okay, so numerical data. Oh, I'm still in 02 CS training. Let's just make it 03 so everybody knows it's the third one. Okay, so what we want to do is do some mathematical operators, right? So we want to add stuff to each other, we want to subtract, we want to multiply, and we want to divide, right? So let's just get some variables. First value, right? And then second value. Come on, why can't I type? Okay, so first value will be equal to, let's say, 1, and then second value will be equal to 4, whatever, right? Okay, and we need another one called results, right? Result. Cool. Okay, so actually, what we're doing when we're doing mathematical operators, any operators, is that they actually return a value. So any expression, and here I really want you to actually note this down, that whenever we use some kind of operation or something that actually returns a value, and it might be a single value, a primitive value, which means that it might be just like number 31, right? Or it might be our object Bob, right? So something that returns a value. For us, a value is just something, information. Might be a whole bunch of information uh, packed in something, in an object, or it might be just a single value like a number, right? So here we'll just do simple mathematical operations, and we'll be getting a single value. But the thing that we drew, so the mathematical operation or whatever operation we do, it is called a expression, right? So we want to express an operation or something that we want to do that actually makes up something new. Uh, yeah. Okay. Again, please leave a comment if you don't understand or you have questions. Yeah, I will be really grateful, and then I'll try to explain a bit more. So let's just go on with our mathematical operation. So, well, we'll go first with some addition. So addition will be just adding one number to the second one, right? And then we get a result. And each time we'll be willing to get the results in our command line, in our console. Yep. Yeah. No. Addition. Okay, and oh, I don't want to write too much, so I'll just type this. Yep. And we'll copy that because I'm lazy, I'm sorry. And well, subtracting is just a minus sign, right? Then adding stuff, well, multiplying stuff is another sign, right? So we just use an asterisk. And then, yeah, I know I am copying addition and dividing one by one makes something like this. Cool. So here we have subtraction. I hope I spelled it right. Multiplication, hopefully spelled right. Division, again, hopefully spelled right. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so we have code and we have the results. So adding 1 to 4 gives us 5. Subtracting 4 from 1 gives us -3. That's correct. Multiplication, of course, 4, because 1 times that whatever gives us the number, right? Now, the division makes no sense. I mean, okay, it makes some sense. I mean, I would think it would be like, what, 0.25, right? Am I correct? Maybe. Yeah, I use a calculator all the time, and I use Excel like hell lot of time, so whatever. So 0, that's weird. And why did this happen? I mean, I was supposing, like, you know, when I use a calculator, and let's just use a calculator. Cool. Oh, we have a calculator. Oh, didn't see this one yet. Whoa. Windows 10, right? Man. Okay, I'm actually, I feel weird with this calculator. Whatever. You would think it would be this, right? What we got is this. It's a 0, so it's a bit different. Why did this happen? Why? Okay. I'll let you think about this for a moment, and the moment's gone, so let's just give an answer. Okay, so when we are dividing stuff, right, then Visual Studio, or the C# actually figures out what might be the value, right? Might be a correct one, might be not. And there is one problem with figuring out what might be the value. Now, the second problem is that we actually said the result is an int, right? So our value is just cut off. And remember, I was telling you, I gave you an example, and yes, I did not yet change my regional settings, I'm sorry. So I gave you this example that we have a whole bunch of numbers here, and then the floating point number just cuts it in half, right? Or something like this. And that's not true, but still, it just cuts the value, so it's the precision is lower, and it just cuts it. Now, with any integer value, so if you have this 0.25, right? Just make this point, and just annoys me, you know. Okay, we have this 0.25, and now if we want to put that into an integer, then the integer type will just cut it because it can't hold floating point values. So just says like, I don't care about the floating value. I mean the decimal value. Yeah. I'm interested in the whole numbers. So I'll just keep the whole numbers and get rid of the decimal value, right? So that's what it does. And just to show you, let's just int float wanna be float, right? And then 0.25, right? You can assign that. Oh, you can't. Yeah. I wanted to do that. Alright. I'm sorry. You can't. I will tell you that you can't just assign because you lose precision and yeah, and it tells us, are you missing a cast? Yeah, I don't want to do casting because we could, and then I'll show you. Well, okay, just believe me, it just cuts this like this, right? Okay, I'll do a cast. I'll do a cast just to show you that this, I'm forcing this variable to be an int, right? This value to be an int. I'm sorry, I wanted to do casting a bit later on, but just to show you this example, I'm doing casting. Okay, so I'm making this int to actually hold this value or try to hold it, right? And then we'll just use this part of code, right, to show the value, right? Wanna be float, right? And then the rest, I'll just comment it out, right? And yeah, I should talk about comments, but maybe on the next lesson, right? So I'll just talk about comments the next lesson, right? But for now, we just look at this wannabe float. And this is what we expected, so it just got cut out. And okay, you might think like, okay, maybe it was mathematically rounded to 0 because it was close to 0. Now, this will not happen, as you can see. Yeah, so it just cuts it, right? We can actually make it bigger and it still gets 0. So it's, even if it's really, 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 really close to 1, it loses precision, right? So this is something that you should note down, okay? Okay, so this was really, really basic mathematical operators, and we'll come back with another video with some more complex stuff. Thank you for watching, and of course, as usual, please leave a comment if you don't understand something, leave a question, or you want to say that I was wrong or something. And subscribe for more videos so that you can get whatever notification. Yeah, I'm not getting any money from this, so I'm just doing this for fun. And I want more programmers. See ya.